Take one. Testing. This is take one. Let's see. When you do things, for me anyways, if I try and do it a certain way, it fails. So when there's something observing me, it takes me out of the ability to release. I'm worried about communal logic. Or preoccupied, I should say. Not really worried. Alright, let's get back into this. Well, that wasn't the cleanest, but it's okay. I'm a hyper-subjective person. You probably have gone through those phases yourself. Maybe you stopped in the middle of the street to say hi to someone, even though there's traffic flowing behind you. Because I'm hyper subjective, it is me in this world, me and others. And I noticed the distinction. There are side effects of this kind of thing. And depending on your perspective, they're negative or positive. But you know, they're only negative and positive for so long because your perspective changes. When you're hypersubjective, you're trying to understand this world in relation to you. And through doing that, you understand that you are this world, basically. Who you think you are is reaffirmed, or who you think you are is denied. And it's in those distinctions we get caught, polarized. It's because time is flowing, things are always changing, people are seeking gravity, understanding, consensus, reality, agreement. You're that way, so I can be this way. But in these changing times, when people don't release into the flow of this change, then control, one of the side effects, arises. And that's part of the expression of pressure in reality. You either receive or you give. It's not the only definition for life, it's just part of the pulse of what goes on in your experience. And so I understand who I am through who I am not. And I learn who I am not by engaging with other people, with situations, with new endeavors. And when you realize who you are not, doesn't mean that you end there. You know, you need change. You know, every sound, every song, you know, the sounds need silence, the intervals to establish rhythm. But when you get hooked on rhythms that are part of old loops, old currents, then it disrupts you when change comes. So if you feel disrupted, know that you're just going through changes. You can let them happen to you, or you can be part of it. We got Venus conjunct the Sun here. Venus is in front of the Sun. 1 degree 53 minutes right now. Where I'm at, she's in the 9th house. In conjunct Jupiter in the 2nd. North Node and Uranus in the 3rd, so I'm talking, I guess. Pallas Athena, that's my energy. It's in my 6th right now. Transit-wise. Local space. So your epigenetics, your surroundings, timing, seasons, cycles. These things are happening. The world's happening. You know, knowledge is a scary thing. It is what holds you in Medusa's stare. But that's only one side of the polarity, that's the shadow. You're learning how to handle your power, knowledge. What to release, what to hold on to. You're understanding the dynamics. The narratives, the stories. There's a lot of stories going on. Within yourself, your relations, societies, cultures, aeons. So I pay attention to things to an extent so that I can understand the energies that I'm feeling. It gives language to meaning. I'm an optimistic cynic in a way, if you want to phrase it in a mundane type of perspective. So I'm constantly growing through that process. I think it's better to grow up towards the light than to grow down towards the dark. You know, when you're too caught up in your feels, you're at the mercy of this world. And it's good from time to time, you need that. You need to be in touch with what is actually happening, the reality of things. But only to the extent that you understand what it is, so you can get back into the spirit, informing the mind. But you can only do that when you're in motion towards something, whether that be learning, creating, helping, hurting. There's all sorts of expressions here. If you can keep in mind that you are phasal, you know, you're playing many notes in your song. Then you can adapt with change much more easily. You can read the signs much more easily. You can get in touch with your own intuition. And if you're not really in touch with your intuition, but then you will find the synchronicities, you will find the people, the situations, to bring you into that awareness. There's no way around it. Values changing, you know, Uranus and Taurus. People have been talking about it for years now. We are seeing just how ephemeral value in the world is. We're understanding the value of the self, our qualities, the things that hinder or help us, the grime and the shine, you know. But just because you analyze it doesn't mean that you can't work with it, doesn't mean that it's a static. It's just part of a process. You know, your past, it has informed you of who you are, but you are more than what you can label, because you're in constant change, you're growing, you're evolving. And when I say evolve, I just mean conscious awareness is accepting. And the paradoxes you have to release so that you can renew. That's the Tao as well. That's Wu Wei in a way.